What's that sound? It's For Amusement Only, the EM and Bingo Pinball Podcast.
Back to For Amusement Only. This is Nick Baldridge. Today, now that we have finished our discussion of score reels, at least for now, I wanted to step back and talk about a way to take money in the machine. And that is the coin slide. Now, coin slides were used in the 30s and 40s, and depending on the manufacturer, maybe into the early 50s. But what they would do is allow for a single denomination to be taken. So you would have to have a separate coin slide for dimes versus nickels, for example, or nickels versus pennies, for that matter. And the coin slide would allow the user to place the coin in horizontally, then push the slide in, which would actuate something mechanically in the machine to get it started. Now, keep in mind that the earliest machines, pin games, were electrical, but they weren't run off of outlet power. Instead, they were run off of dry cell batteries and a timer. And so when you pushed in the coin slide, it would physically push a slide on the inside, something which I have called the baffle, and I may be using a made-up term for that. I'm not sure if that's the correct term or not, but anyway, what I call the baffle, it pushes, and that's essentially a little metal plate which will do things such as reset the trip bank. It will also reset the score steppers and will start the timer going. Now, this is assuming that the game has trip bank, of course, and it can use some or all of those features when you push in the coin slide, but that's the basics. Now, the coin slide works in a similar way to a coin mechanism that you may be familiar with today that's gravity-fed from an arcade game or a modern pinball machine. It will only take a single type. There is no coin reject. Instead, the slide just won't push in if it's the wrong type, or if it's a slug, it just won't allow it to go. So there is on the inside a series of springs and catches, mechanical, which prevent the actual slide from going in. So you may ask why coin slides are not in use today. One might be right in wondering why that is, because it would prevent a lot of jamming problems and the like, and remove the need for a coin return that we have on modern arcade and pinball machines. But the problem with coin slides is, aside from being able to trick, the early ones with a slug, which is like a wooden nickel, the problem is that you are able to very easily bend the coin slide out of shape. And this is not something that you want to do, but it's something where it's very easy to apply downward or upward force on the piece that actually slides and bend it out of shape. When this happens, it can be difficult to bend it back into the correct shape. And what you end up with is a bumpy kind of parkway when you go to push in the coin slide, and it's no longer smooth. I have two games with coin slides, and both of them are not what you'd call smooth, despite being disassembled and hammered out as best as I could get them. Replacement coin slides are available today. You can get them from a place called Crow River Trading. And if you notice, if you've been to a laundromat that does use coin slides, you'll notice that the difference between these coin slides I'm talking about from the 30s and 40s and those of these modern laundromat machines, washers and dryers, is that the metal is reinforced on the slide. It's a good idea. And also they're vertically mounted to allow you to stack in more coins, so you can pay $1 for a wash or more, depending. But as far as coin slides go, because it's metal on metal, you do want to lubricate lightly with something like 3-in-1. You only want to lubricate after you've disassembled completely. You don't want to just squirt oil in there and hope for the best. You want to make sure that there are no surprises. If you're having trouble using your coin slide, you want to take it apart. And it's usually pretty easy to remove a coin slide. On the machines that I have, it's 4 screws. Take those out, and you'll have access to the slide itself. From there, you simply remove another couple screws, some springs, and then you'll have access to the brass tongue of the slide, and you can clean it, hammer it out, put it back together, lube it, and you're good to go. So, if you have an older game, it's well worth your time to clean and adjust your coin slide for optimum performance. Well, thank you again for joining me. My name again is Nick Baldridge. You can reach me at foramusementonlypodcast@gmail.com, and you can listen to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, via RSS, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on our website, which is foramusementonly.libsyn.com. Thanks again for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.